Hello, Realm Runners. How are we doing, folks? My name's Charles Barton, otherwise known as Viridian in the Discord. I am your Achroma community coordinator, and this is the Achroma weekly stream for July 2nd, 2023. Welcome in, one and all. Get a Lewis beard, Charlie. I am trying. I am working my way, but I'm just catching up very, very slowly. How are we doing, folks? Pleasure to see you all. I love the Achroma weekly streams in all caps. Thank you, Taurus. I genuinely love being here. I enjoy this probably a bit too much. I've seen this man without a beard, missed it. Hey, I like it. It's a bit scraggly, but it's getting there. Yeah, it takes a few years. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Hope you're doing well. So we started with the question this morning of who are you fighting? I always say this morning. I always say this morning as if like it's at the start of stream, I asked you a question. Who are you fighting for this season? Dragons, Chroma, or Drake's Achroma? Now, I'll start by saying that if anybody's watching the stream and they go, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean fighting? I will explain all very shortly when we get into the Achroma news. It will make sense in a moment. But the short answer is, are you, for the next 4 weeks, playing to win Chroma games or playing to win Achroma games? So let's go through and see what people said in chat. Most of them we've answered in the chat, but I still want to address them. So welcome in Taurus, welcome in Lord Maiden, welcome in Sarah, welcome in Marco, and then welcome in everybody. So where did actually reveal the stream? So that's it, the stream started there. So Lewis started off by saying Achroma all the way. So that's one. Let's count. So we got one for Achroma. I'll count on my hands. One for Achroma. Fairy Bread, welcome in. Charlie, you keep having to do the opposite of what I'm doing. Yeah, you inspired me. But you're going Chroma. Sarah Jane is going Chroma. I like all the Chroma in chat. Very, very nice. Lord and Maiden said I'll be fighting for Dexter and Fisto. So I imagine that's probably Chroma. Yeah, welcome in Joe. Good to see you. Richard says Achroma, no Chroma stuff, it's Achroma. Okay, so Achroma by the sounds of it, so that's nice. Joe also says playing for the Achroma side again, loving my sirens, doing a bit of testing for the Drake decks. That's 3 for 3. Idol's gone for neutral, which is allowed. Shah's gone for neutral as well, because the fact, a bit of dragons, bit of drakes, but probably more towards, well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so it looks relatively even at the moment. Yeah, I guess, Dexter dragons, Fisto drakes. Okay, so at the moment, with you guys in chat, it looks like it's going to be a relatively close season. I personally am going to be fighting for Achroma this season. As much as I love my dragons, the drakes are always cool. The drakes are literally the first faction I bought into, and I thought they were always the coolest, so I would like to see them do well this season. So let's get started. For those that may be brand new to the stream, maybe if it's the first one you're watching, welcome in. So the way this stream works is you can see the schedule to my screen right. So we're going to start by going through the Achroma news, events, and previews, where we talk through all of the news that's happened this week in the world of Achroma. We'll talk about any upcoming events and what you need to know about them, and we'll have any previews for you, of which today I'm going to be previewing for you guys some of the event cards that are coming out next week. So I'll show you those. And then we have a section in the middle of the stream called the Realm Table. This is where I normally get on 1 or 2 guests from the community, and we discuss a topic that's currently a hot topic in Achroma, and have a bit of a discussion with you guys in stream as well. The chat gets involved. This week we're going to be talking about what would you like to see from the next Draco release, both in lore and artwork wise, as well as potentially cards and abilities. So have a little think now, folks, and we're going to talk about it midway in the stream. And then to finish the stream off, we always end on a community showcase where we shine the light back on you guys in the community, and we've got some fan art to show you, we've got some cool decks to show you, and we've also got some really good creator content to tell you about as well. And that will tie us up for the next 60 to 90 minutes. So, welcome in, David. Good to see you as well. Taurus says, I'm cooking up an Achroma Breach Drake's deck. Very nice. And Idol says, I'd be interested to see what would happen if either side won. Slight problem. Only one can. You're absolutely right, Idol. Only one can win. All right then, folks. So my name is Charles Barton. Welcome to the Achroma Weekly Stream. I'm the Achroma Community Coordinator. Let's get started with the Achroma news, events, and previews. So if you've listened to any of the Achroma casts or the live streams before, then you'll know that where I will start my stream is on the Kickstarter news, because in short, months ago we did a Kickstarter scheme, and there are still some products that are being produced for that, so I keep you guys updated on the progress of those products. Once all of those products have been delivered, we will stop doing this segment on the news. There is no news this week, however, you know, the only news there has been is I've been told that there'll be some news very soon. So, you know, there are things moving forward nice and quickly behind the scenes, but nothing new to update this week. David Hughes in the chat says, just give me a big buff swole legendary monk next expansion, that's all I ask. Okay, I will prod the team and we'll definitely have a look into that for the next season. So the next bit of news is that the Curdle Chronicle newspaper has landed. So what this is a piece of lore for Curdle Hill. This is the lore that was created following the end of the last special event, the narrative that happened during the Salem spring season. Now, for some of you, you will have seen this before. I read out on stream when it first got published. However, it has been a fair few weeks since that was done. The reason why we hadn't posted it online before then is it needed a bit of formatting, it needed a bit more proofreading, but it has now released. So if you have not yet seen this Curdle Chronicle, or maybe you just want to read it again and see some of the really cool lore that's in it, and there is still some, some read between the line moments to figure out some interesting pieces of lore, then you can now find the Curdle Chronicle newspaper from Curdle Hill. You can find it on our website underneath the Curse of Curdle Hill Chronicle in the short stories, as well as we did a news article for it as well. So that is kind of like, that is the closing lore for Curdle Hill. I don't know if there'll ever be any more lore for Curdle Hill. That is, you guys in the last season, Achroma, you guys played games for a month, Achroma won, and this is what happened. So yes, definitely give it a read if you haven't already. It's lots of really cool stuff on there. Joe, breaking news coming soon. Yeah, pretty much is that, to be honest, Joe. Kaz, welcome in. I keep asking Lewis questions about the lore and keep getting told we don't know. I need another session with the brainchild of the world, maybe her Majesty Rachel. Well, how about this, Kaz? I can't promise anything, but how about maybe we see if we can get Rachel as a guest on the Realm table, maybe within the next sort of like 6 weeks during the Draco season, and maybe we can question her on some of the Draco lore instead. Maybe we could even get Mira Manga back on. I think, a few streams ago, we had Mira Manga come on and interview Rachel, and we all enjoyed Mira's interview style and questions. So yeah, we can definitely organize something. It's the start of the Draco season. I think we can definitely organize something, because we know you guys love the lore, and me too. I want to get it as well. But yeah, so if you haven't already checked out the Curdle Chronicle, the link is down below, or it's on the website. Definitely worth seeing. But yes, so next bit of news is actually on the lore front, lots of lore for you. We've also released the very first Curdle Cove short story. So we appreciate that there hasn't been as many short stories recently, and I know that you guys in the community really want them. We've been listening, and we are getting some more coming out, starting with this one from Curdle Cove. So you can find this again on our website under the Curdle Cove Chronicle under the top tabs, and there's also a news story to show where it is. This story is called Call of the Harpy, and it's obviously from our new release, A Conjuring at Curdle Cove. So definitely have a read of that if you want to start dipping your toes in the lore of Curdle Cove. It has a dog in it. As in the story. I was about to say that's not a dog. That's like a spirit of a stag. But in the actual story, yes. Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, definitely go check out that if you've not already. So the next bit of news is around the fact that, yes, we've already kind of like semi-mentioned it, but Draco Summer has started. So we've just done a 3-month season, which was Salem Spring season, and starting technically yesterday, we've now started what's called the Draco Summer season. So as it is the start of a brand new season, and I appreciate that we've got players that have joined us in the last 3 months, and maybe you don't know exactly how a season in Achroma works, or maybe you're watching this stream and it's the first time you've ever watched Achroma. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down for you guys as to how an Achroma season works, and everything that you can expect over the next 3 months. So, starting with month number 1. So month number 1 is July, the month we're in now. The first things first is that during this first 4 weeks, we have a we call it a narrative 4 weeks, whereby you guys in the community are fighting for the fate of Draco Temple. So because this is the Draco Summer season, we look at the previous release for that realm, which is the Siege of Draco Temple. And the aim of this first 4 weeks is to close off the lore, close the book, turn the page into a new chapter, as it were, for Draco Temple. So in this 4 weeks, all you guys in the community have to do is play games of Achroma. It can be games of Achroma Canvas, it can be games of Achroma Heroes, and it can even be the, well, no, I'm not sure if the adventure game will work for Curdle Hill, but we'll come back to the adventure game. But yeah, so play games of Achroma Canvas and Achroma Heroes. Now, I'm sure you know, if you've played any games of Achroma or seen any videos, that there's 2 ways to win at a game of Achroma. You either be the first player to get your shards up to 30, we call this a Chroma win, or erase everybody else down to 0 shards, and that's called an Achrom win. Now, our systems are recording every Chroma win and every Achrom win across the entirety of our app. Now, this is only for online ranked games. So if you do an offline game or use a calculator for your game, then obviously we won't be able to record it. But any games where you use the app and use the online function, it will be recorded. We will be able to see the global chronometer to see the push and pull. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But the short answer is, at the end of the 4 weeks, whichever side has the most amount of wins will be the winner, and that will directly influence both a piece of lore. So we'll get a piece of lore in some form to show you how the Siege of Draco Temple, how did that battle for the Draco Temple finish? And when we release our next set of cards for Draco Temple, some of the cards will be influenced by the result. For example, in Salem Spring Season that just happened, it was Chroma that won, so a few of the cards that got released actually ended up being more tilted towards Chroma than Achrom because of that reason. So that's the first bit of the season, is that we've got this 4-week achrometer where it's the push, the fight for good and evil. Let's see what the chat's saying so far. Draco Summer instantly saw the stag Patronus with that short story thumbnail. Absolutely, it looks like Chromatic Extinction. Yes, the image on screen does look like it. It's very cool. Hot Dragon Summer. Yeah, I definitely want to. I want to see some fan art this season of like dragons chilling on the beach in their swimwear, nice pina colada in hand, just chilling. I want to see some dragons on summer vacation. Beautiful dragons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hadn't even read your comment yet, David, but you're absolutely right. That's what I want to see. Yes, the Funguar badge. Unfortunately, he tries to stay that way, but he's very heavily weighted, so he'll naturally spin around again. I'll put him that way. I want you guys in chat to spam Funguar in chat when you see him turn around. Okay, I'll try and sit still in the meantime. But yes, now there is something else about, and Lewis says, do we know what cards they were? So I can tell you one of the cards was Dark Rainbow. I have asked to find out exactly which other cards they were, because it would be interesting to find out which cards they are. So I will let you know once I find out. No, hold up, Ferrybread. I said you got to write Funguar in chat when he turns upside down. So when you see him turn upside down, I want you to say Funguar in chat, almost like he's behind you, like a pantomime. So within this 4-week season, we also have a special event. So this normally happens on the first weekend of the first month of a season. However, we are going to be doing it on the second weekend of this month. And the reason why is because we had the grand tournament last weekend. So this is going to be happening this coming Saturday. Oh, is he going? Yeah, there you go. Get a bit of a shake and he's gone. There we go. He tried. But yeah, so we have the special event next Saturday. Now, I'm going to talk more about that special event later on in the stream, but it is all around this narrative 4 weeks. So that is how the first month of the season is going to run. So we're going to have the special event on Saturday, which I'll talk about in a moment. And we have the 4-week chronometer where you're fighting for good and evil. In the second month of a season, that's when we plan to release a new set of cards. It will be a new release, a new Chronicle, as we call it, for the Draco Planum. So they are going to be cards that you can mix and match with the Draco Temple release, but they will all be their own set of 60 brand new cards with 1 new promo card, and there'll be a first edition collection followed by a unlimited edition collection. So yes, that will be coming next month. So that'll be in August. And then in the third month, which will be September for the Draco Summer season, that is when we will be again hosting another grand tournament. We had our Salem Spring Grand Tournament last week. Well done again to Lewis, who won that one. The video of which has just gone live. But yes, the Grand Tournament will be, currently the date is the 23rd of September. There is a slight chance that might change a little bit, but if that does change, we'll let you know immediately. But at the moment, it is 23rd of September. And yes, that'll be the 3rd month. Now, that isn't all that's going to happen in the season. Those are the kind of guaranteed events. You know, we will potentially do some, you know, feature videos on the YouTube where we have, you know, people like guests like Rachel to talk about lore. And we might have other special offers and stuff going on. But, you know, I don't want to confirm or deny anything. What I've told you so far are the things that you can definitely expect. Now, in case anybody asks, there will be an adventure game mode for Draco Temple, like how currently we have an adventure game mode for Curdle Hill. However, the reason why it's not come out now is because we are still taking on board the feedback from the first one to make sure that this time we do it even better. So I can't give you any form of ETA at the moment for when the Draco Temple adventure game will come out. I can't even confirm if it will actually be in this season. I hope it will be, but I basically have no ETAs to give you. But I just wanted to let you know that yes, it is coming. I just can't give you an exact date yet. As soon as I have an ETA, I'll let you guys know, as always. So before we move on to the next bit of news, let's have a look at the Achroma as it stands. So you can find this Achroma on our website. You can see that I'm at, you can see here that I am on the Achroma website. You can see global Achroma at the top. When you click on that, to begin with, you'll see the all-time scores, but then you click on season to see the seasonal. Now, for those that were in the stream earlier, you might have seen Lewis's comment that currently there seems to be some issue with the Achroma, that it's only actually refreshing once per day. So I can tell you where currently the score is 40 to Achrom, 24 to Chroma. That was as of early this morning. So this could have changed significantly already, we're not sure. It has been fed back, and in the next few days, we should hopefully be seeing a fix to the Achroma where it will be pretty much instantaneous, where if you get a win, you should be able to refresh this and see it straight away. But for now, Achroma's got the early lead. Well done, anyone that's been playing Achrom. But for those that weren't around for last season, it was crazy. Chroma got the early lead, Achrom brought it back, Chroma then got a lead of like 100 or something like that. Then Achrom brought it back and went like 80 above them. And then suddenly, in the last week, Chroma exploded and suddenly like tipped the scales completely the other way. It was so much back and forth. It was brilliant. So what have you guys been saying in chat? Yeah, the Funguar is absolutely gone. Rest in peace, Funguar. You'll be missed dearly. Oh, there goes my money again. Yeah, me too. Definitely have a look at the tournament videos. Goodie. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you should definitely get playing, Sarah. Yeah, me and Lewis have been playing a lot of Achrom games today. David says, we want Achrom to win. We need more Drakes. Yeah, that's my thought, David. That's my thought. I've won 10 Chroma in the past 2 days. Very nice, Fairy. Fighting for the dragons. And yeah, Coda Hill was a great season. So yeah, there we go. That is the information you need to know so far about the Draco summer season. If you have any other questions, there is an article linked down below, which is also on our website, which explains more about the Draco summer season. And obviously, we're going to be doing these streams every week where I'll be giving you more and more news. And you can always ask us any questions on our social medias. And that is the Draco summer. The next bit of news, we've already kind of briefly mentioned it, so I'll go over it quite quickly. But yes, we have had a new YouTube video go live this week, and it is the Grand Tournament Highlights video. If you've not already checked it out, I mean, I definitely starred in it and edited it, so I should say it's a good video. But no, it is a good video. It's worth the watch. It shows you, you know, for those that have not been to one of our Grand Tournaments before, it shows you really nicely how the tournament runs, and you also get to watch the finals as well to see some of the really strong decks in action. Definitely worth a watch. So check that out if you haven't already. And whilst we're talking about YouTube, I wouldn't be doing my job, folks, if I didn't ask. If you haven't already, make sure to give the stream a like, as it really helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Achroma channel to be able to get all the content first. We are getting very close to 400 subscribers, only 9 away. So please subscribe if you haven't already. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. So the next bit of news is around the Draco Summer offer. So just like we did during the Salem spring season, we will be running a promotion for the entire 3 months, whereby if you spend £30 or more in our store at InPool or online. Now, this is very specifically, this is with Achroma store specifically, not any of us, not a stockist. You will get a Draco Summer promo card in your order. I will say now that I know that, you know, for those in the community, I know that there was a slight mishap where there were some Salem Spring cards that weren't sent out with orders. I can confirm we recognized the mistake we made, and we've done a fix whereby now when you spend £30 or more, it will automatically add a Draco Summer card to your actual card cart, so therefore it actually shows on your order, so therefore it's much more obvious when we're actually building your orders to put it in. So there should not be any issues with you not receiving your cards. And that offer has started now, so spend over £30 and you can get your Draco Summer, Hands on Draco Summer already. Tim, welcome into the stream, Tim. Are you doing any more faction palette videos like the Made Sleep one? Yes, absolutely, Tim. So it is my current job to make those and get through them. The plan, Tim, is I am going to be making one of those for every single faction. I'm planning on releasing at least one a month, if not 2 a month. I am doing it in release order, so the next one to come out will be the Occultists. The next one to come after that will be Von Rithro. Then I'll start doing the Draco ones. They do take a bit of time for me to write the scripts, record, edit. I wish I could just release them all in a month, but unfortunately, unless I worked full time for Achroma, I wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah, they are coming out slowly. I hope you liked them because I really enjoyed making them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you haven't already, good little shout out for that. Yes, Sarah was my cameraman during the tournament. Thank you again to Sarah for that. Milkshake, will the stockists get some? Because I know they got some of the same as Spring. Yes, Milkshake, you're absolutely correct. We will be sending out Draco Summer promo cards to our stockists so that they can make their own offers as to when they give them out. They might just give them out for free for you turning in the store. They might give you one for just buying a box in the store. It'll be down to the stockists as to when they give you one. But yes, we will be sending some out to stockists as well. Absolutely. Glad to see they took that feedback. Makes it much better for us to see and added to the pick list. Absolutely. Lewis says, I do need more stones and shard cards. Shah says, I'm hoping to get my hands on one Saturday. Yes, obviously, the other way to get the Draco Summer promo card is to join us at any events. So if you join us at for example, the special event happening this coming Saturday, again, I'll give you more details shortly, then you will get one as well. If you join us for the grand tournament in September, you'll get one. If you see us at any events like Comic-Cons and things like that, I think we have got a few events coming up, you'll get one there as well. And we might even do some extra promos and stuff. Hey, no worries, Tim, then thank you for the feedback. No, Jack. So I have requested the list of stockists. That is, I have like pushed it forward since you asked me that last week. As soon as I get the list, I'll put it straight on the website. I can only apologize it's not been done already, but it is currently on my to-do list, and I have asked the question. So as soon as I get that list, it'll be on there for you. Thank you for your patience in the meantime. Cool. So that is the Draco Summer offer reminder. The last bit of news is some of you have spotted this, but Dan Renton has been really, really busy, and he has made a collection bundle now on the website. So obviously you can buy the individual boxes, but to make it easier for new players that just want to get into the game but buy like all cards from one realm, you can now see the bundles tab on the store where you could, if you wanted to just get all of Curse of Curdle Hill, then you can purchase what is on this image now, where you would get all 3 faction boxes, and then you'd also get the 2 expansion boxes. So you'd have everything for Chapter 1 of Curdle Hill. What's really nice about this as well is that you do get a discount if you buy this. So normally this would be £100, £20 per box, but I believe you get it for £90, so you get £10 off. So yeah, nice little way of getting a bit of a discount as well. I appreciate £90 is still a lot for a new player, but if a new player did just want to go, hey, I just want all of one collection, thank you very much, it is now available to bundle. I mean, it was available before, but you just had to click on the box individually. So nice little piece of work there by Dan, much appreciated as well. And he is continuing to work on the website. I appreciate there was some feedback given a few weeks ago. He is working hard on it. Welcome in, Ash. Good to see you, mate. Doing good. Good to see you. The question is, how many of these do I try and collect? As many as you want, my friend. Cool. And that is the end of the news. So now moving on to the events. £90 for over 200 cards and a promo card is very good, especially when you compare it to other card games that I won't mention on the stream today. So the next event then, like we said, is the special event happening next Saturday. This is Saturday the 8th of July. It is happening down at the store in Poole. Now, I don't have a confirmation at this time, but I know Rich is currently in the stream. We are hoping to also run it at a few of our stockists as well. Bash specifically is the one that I'm personally pushing to have it run at Bash. I haven't got a confirmation for you, but for those that are at Bash, I will tag you guys in the Discord as soon as I have a confirmation either way, but hopefully it'll be running at Bash as well. I imagine that Hidden Gem might be doing it as well, but obviously the main thing is come down to the store in Poole, as we'll be running it there. So for those that come down to the store in Poole, for entering, it's a free event, come down. And for coming down, you do get a Salem Spring. There you go. Get that phrase out of my head. You will get a Draco Summer promo card for entering, as in for just coming in the building that day. And essentially what's going to be happening, folks, is we're going to be playing regular games of Achroma to obviously fight for good versus evil. And for those that come on the day, we're going to have 2 really fun things to do. Firstly, there is going to be a Draco cube event. This is, or more, we call it a draft cube. This is a particular game mode whereby you, it's almost like you build your deck there and then in front of you using cards. Where it's kind of like it's like draft pick. I won't explain it fully on stream now, but essentially it's just deck building there and then. But other people might take your cards. It's just a really fun little way of playing the game. You don't need to bring your own cards to do that. You can literally turn up on the day and we'll be playing it. That was probably the worst explanation of a cube ever. But just trust me, it's a fun little way of playing the game. The other thing that you can expect at the event is we are going to have narrative event cards. So what I've got in front of me here, these are the narrative event cards that we had for Curdle Hill. Now, we are going to be making some of these for Draco, and I am going to be revealing some of them to you in a moment. So how these work in the store, so there will be pallets of these on each of the tables in store. And again, we are hoping to send some of these out to our stockists as well. I'll get a confirmation ASAP. And what you do is when you play a regular game of Achroma, you'll shuffle this palette and you'll put it on the table next to all the other cards. Now, at the top of a round being, you know, before the first player takes their turn, you turn over one of these cards, and on these cards, sorry, there's no really where I can put this without it like covering my face. On these cards, you'll have a piece of lore, so you'll get some more lore for the for that Chronicle, and then you'll also get an ability. So this particular card says timeout, locations cannot resolve or use any abilities this round, meaning for everybody's turn this turn, all locations don't resolve or use any abilities, which can obviously be massive. And then at the end of the round, meaning when everybody's had their turn, that card goes into the dregs, and then you would draw a new card. This one says, oh no, that's the explanation. This one says, drain 2 shards from all cards on all canvases. So it's kind of like chaos mode. It's like having a non-player character, and it's really, really fun. You know, the feedback that we had from these last time rounds is that it was a really fun way to play the game. It made the games go really quickly because these cards often hinder you more than they help you, and it's just really fun. So yes, there will definitely be packs of these on the tables in store for you to play with. Now, I can already see some of the questions that we've got here. Will a copy of these cards be online? And that sounds fun. So I'm going to tell you I'll tell you a fact, and then I'm going to tell you 2 things that I am hoping that's going to happen, but I can't confirm. Okay, folks? So what I can confirm is that we will have packs of these cards on the tables at the special event in the Achroma store. That's the fact. They will be there to play with. Things that I cannot promise, but I'm actively trying to make sure are in place, I'm doing my best, folks, and the team are doing their best, is 1, we are hoping to get them printed out and sent to the stockists, so you'll be able to play them in the stockists if you go to a different store. 2, I cannot confirm or deny, but I think the original idea, I don't know whether it's something we're going to be able to do in time, is that I'm hoping that we're going to be selling some of these on the website, so you can actually then purchase a printed copy. Again, I should say, even though they're oversized cards, folks, I laminated mine, but the quality of the cards are the exact same as the normal cards you bought. Even though they're bigger, they're still the same thickness and nice quality. So there might be a chance that they might be sold on our website out of interest, because it might help me get it in motion. Can you put an X in chat if you would actually, would you purchase one of these, 30 cards event pallets? Let's just, I'm going to throw a price out there. Let's say it was 20 quid. Would you buy that for 20 quid? Put an X in chat if you think you might do that. Just so we can get a bit of initial feedback. But yes, and the other thing I was going to say, folks, is on Evan's comment, if we don't sell them, then the likelihood is we will look to maybe put them online as a PDF. So people might be able to then, although it won't be the nice quality card, people could at least then print them out and play with them at home. Yeah, that was a price I pulled out of my backside, Lewis. So I don't know what the price would be, but that was just the first price that came to mind. The price that we actually sell them at would very much depend on the printing costs to make sure that we're not, losing money on it, sort of thing. But yes, so to be very clear, folks, I can promise you that they will be on the tables at the Achroma event, and I am actively trying to work towards, the team are actively working towards making sure that they will be at stockists, and hopefully there'll be a way to either buy them, or if failing that, a digital version that you'd be able to just download and print out if you wanted to play with them. But yeah, it's going to be a really good time. If you can make it down to the actual event in Poole, that's where it's going to be all happening. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, that is the Achroma event. I can't go on Saturday. Oh, that's a shame, Fairy, but that's okay. You can still, hopefully there'll still be a way for you to play online. Yeah, PDF would be good as well. Very true. But thank you very much for those that expressed interest in the chat. I will pass that back to the team to let them know that, you know, people do want to buy these cards. Not to give you more work, but imagine how good it'd be if to have them in the app. Yeah, that would be good, Tim. I don't disagree. That would be good. I'm going to be honest. I very much doubt we'll be able to do that this season, but I definitely think that's something we would work towards for a future season, Tim, because I think that would be good. Just a question, why is Draco Summer 30? So I can tell you exactly why, Milkshake. It's because although we are happy that the Salem Spring sold out, we are aware that they sold out weeks before Salem Spring ended. So what we raised the price slightly this season because we want to, in an ideal world, we want the promo cards to last till the end of the season. So technically you're not buying a promo card. It's just that if you spend £30 or more, that's when you get a promo. Because obviously what we don't want to do is put it so cheap that people just keep buying pallets to get loads of promos. And although it's perfectly fine if you have 10 promo cards, you know, what we don't want to do is people to just, let's say we put it to, oh yeah, you have to spend a tenner, then somebody might do 3 individual transactions of a tenner, so they get 3 promo cards, which is just a bit, you know, people might start hoarding them on purpose, which ideally we'd rather, you know, they be spread out between the community. So that's why the price has gone slightly up for the how much you have to spend to get one this season. But obviously, you know, if that ends up being a bad decision, then we might end up reducing it. You know, if we have hundreds of them left in the last month, we might run a 2-week special offer where for the next 2 weeks you only have to spend £15. Who knows? We might see. I'll be there with the kids. Fantastic. Shah says, I can't wait for Saturday. Brilliant. Idol says, my arm might need some twisting to go, but I'm sure it'll be done with some persuasion. Okay, mate. I'll be going down, so maybe I can drag you with me. Classic spoons. Yeah, I can see what we could do doing that, Lewis. Cool. Okay, so that is the Draco's special event. If you have any questions, let me know, folks. So the next event to talk about is, like, I'm just going to briefly mention it, but as we said earlier, the Draco Summer Grand Tournament is set currently to be on the 23rd of September, but that date is could be changed slightly, so we'll let you know for sure very soon. As soon as we have a date absolutely set in stone, absolutely no changing, we will also put the tickets online so that people can get their tickets nice and early as well, so you can plan your travel and things like that. Milkshake, it's the fact that you can't get 30 exactly unless you're buying shard cards as well as power. No, that is true, Milkshake. That is very true, and you know, it's all good feedback, so we'll see how it goes, and we might end up moving it around a little bit. Idol, I'll be kicking and screaming if you drag me down. I need to cover my choice. That's fair enough. So, would you guys like to see some of the Draco event cards? I haven't actually seen these. Well, I say I haven't seen these. I was the one that helped design the abilities, but I haven't seen if there's any lore on them. Shall we see? Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Oh, did I not download the image? I didn't. Did I not prep it? I have it in my Google Drive. I think I might have just not accidentally downloaded that image. And there was me thinking I was all prepped for the day. It's okay. I can download them now. Yep, I forgot to download them. So there you go. I'll download these 2 images really quickly now. You can never be too prepared, Charlie. You can never be too prepared. Okay, now that should work. Okay, so here we go. So, ooh, interesting. Yeah, professional streamer here. So the way that Dan is the one that provides me the image. The way he's overlaid them means we can't, it's a bit cryptic. We can't read them all. So we can see the front one, raising. Fire and ice spout from the maws of mighty dragons as they fly low overhead, raising fortifications and expunging life below. Ooh, very cool. Each player may erase a location from the canvas of the player to their right is the ability on that one. Very cool. Now, on the right-hand side, we've got, I can't see if there's a word before it, but it says expose. The piece of lore we can see just says, all have their own ways, and then something laid plans of the enemy. We'll have to figure out that when we see the full card. And the ability, we just see round, all players must, something, something, and revealed to all. So that one, we can't really tell. We'll have to see next Saturday. And then on the left-hand side, we can see there's one called probably Chromatic Extinction. Lightning arcs across something, indiscriminately destroys something. And then the ability is count the number of something, location cards on all canvases, has the most cards, erase something with a tie. Oh, I remember that one, but I can't remember exactly how it's worded. Okay, so we definitely got some cryptic things here. Yes, dragons! Add the sound to the soundboard. Oh yeah, I still need to do that. Yeah, I had one job, Richard. I think expose is Mask of Mysterium. Yeah, maybe. That could be. So everyone has to play with their hands exposed this round. That could be quite cool. And then, okay, so hold on, we've got 2 images here. Oh, okay. I see. So I had 2 images to show you. What he's done for the second image is we actually get to see exposed. So it's like it's swapping them around. So there's the other image I've got. Again, I hadn't seen these images. I was keeping them secret to myself too. So for exposed, we've got mystics, scryers, and spies all have their own ways of revealing the best laid plans of the enemy. Until the end of this round, all players must play with their hands revealed to all. So it's a group version of Mask of Mysterium. There we go. I mean, like, I knew the ability because I helped write it, but I didn't see it a little bit. But yeah, so there we go. That is a little preview of some of the event cards. Now, they will have different names. They will have lore on them. And they might even have some different images. So yeah, they're very, very cool, and they will be there next Saturday. If you have any questions about the event next Saturday or the cards themselves, then feel free to ask me in chat or on our social medias. Cool. And that brings me nicely to the end of the news, events, and previews. If you have any questions, no, there is no double gain this time. There was an event card last time, folks, which was where is it? I will show you. It was. I mean, I made these cards last time as well, and these definitely maybe needed some more playtesting last time because yeah, this was nasty. So there was this one, which is this round, all gain effects are doubled, all drain and steal effects are halved. And like whenever this card came out, like you could play a full palette for 2 shards and gain 12 shards back. You could literally win first turn with 2 full palettes and a small resolve. It was, when that card came out, it was, okay, somebody's about to win with Chroma. It was quite funny. But yeah, no doubling events this time. Yes, the no effect cards have been dropped. Yeah, we've written more abilities this time, Joe. So the full palette will contain I think there might be 1. I might be lying, Joe. I'm just trying to recall. I believe there was 29 cards that were created, so they might throw in 1 no events this time just to build to 30. I'm not sure, but again, that might have changed. I haven't been on the final product. I was just the one that gave them the abilities at the start, but we'll see. We will see. Okay, so the next section of the stream then is the realm table, where I'm going to be getting on a guest, of which today my guest is going to be Chris, otherwise known as Idol, from the community, and we're going to have a chat. So I want you guys to be having a think in chat today, because the topic that me and Chris are going to be talking about in a moment is we're going to be talking about what do we want to see from the next release coming in the following months for Draco Temple. And I want you guys to think about the answer to this question in 3 parts. What lore do you want to see? You know, do you want to see dragons do something? Do you want to see drakes do something? Is there anything specific you want to see? Any stories you want to be closed off? Is there any artwork you want to see? You know, do you want to see an ice dragon? Do you want to see, you know, what sort of artwork might you want to see? And thirdly, what sort of gameplay, what sort of abilities do you want to see? So let's get Chris on. Let me introduce Chris from the community. How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing quite good. I've had a very stressful day at work, but I mean, it's what I'm here for now. We talk with Chroma and have some good fun.
Yeah, have a nice kick back, put your feet up on the realm table, and have a nice discussion. So yeah, thank you very much for being on today, Chris. Obviously, a lot of people in the community will know you. So I loving the Draco Temple background as well. So have you had much time for any Achroma this week so far? Or have you been busy working?
So it's been a mixture of both. I've kind of lost my my motivation to play a lot of games at the moment. It's been more of having ideas for palettes, and then kind of making them, going, I should play with that, and then I make a new one. Yeah. Just so endless sleep.
So you said you were going for neutral this event, right? So you're gonna
Yes.
dip your toes in both sides and see how you get on, sort of thing.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'd be interested to see whichever side wins what comes out, because Draco Temple is my favorite realm of all of the 4. So I just would love to see whichever side wins. I'd be happy with. Yeah. Because they're both wonderful factions. Because
I remember, wasn't one of your favorite palettes to play for a while? You played a Entombed Elders, very location heavy. Or was it Entombed Elders, or was it always Lost Fairies you used to play?
It was Entombed Elders when I first got the game, and I blame you. And then after a while, I started to realize Lost Fairies wasn't used very much, and how strong they actually are, especially with the new cards that the Draco Temple expansion cards came out with. So after that, I was like, this must be done. And I've got a nasty fairies deck, which some people have definitely hated me for when I have played it.
So you've just talking to you there has given me an idea. I'm talking to Lewis in the chat right now. So Lewis has been building some Drake decks to try and obviously do Acrom, and he's found that Purth, which is the realm rune that allows you to reveal a card with Acrom, play it for free, then gain minus 1 for each Acrom shard on your board, has been very strong mixed with Draco Graveyard, because you play Purth and then use Draco Graveyard to get Purth back to play it again. I'm thinking, take Tenebris out of that palette, Lewis, and maybe use Lost Fairies to get the constant free play of do a Lost Fairies Acrom deck with Purth and Draco Graveyard. Could be quite brutal. Okay.
I don't want to see it.
You don't want to see it. So let's start then with, so we said this kind of like in 3 parts, this conversation. So we're talking about what we want to see from the next Chronicle, the next set for Draco. So let's start with lore. Now, I imagine this is probably going to be the one that most of us don't really know too much, but do you have any, what would you like to see from the lore, if anything, if you had to think about it?
The one thing I'd be interested in is like how the link between, is obviously we've had the Conjuring of Curdle Cove, and you've got the link between Otrix.
Yeah.
So would it be that we have something similar with either Tenebris and Vortigern having some form of a lieutenant somewhere else, or Tengri, or even like one of my favorite legendaries, the Lost Fairies, and I can't remember what it's off the top of my head, but the other legendary from that faction.
Mm-hmm.
Just where could the game get linked from? So I think the lore aspect of the two Chronicles will be.
Yeah, so you want to see like how do the characters we currently have almost make a comeback, or how do they kind of interact with the next Chronicle? Like seeing like Tenebris back or something. Okay, yeah, because for those that don't know, a little piece of lore about Draco. It is this lore is on the card, so this is a relatively well-known piece of lore, but some people might not know is that obviously one of the legendaries in the Draco Chronicle is the Lost Fairies, and the reason they're called the Lost Fairies is they are originally from the Sparata realm with Fall of Flutterby, but they travelled through the portal from Sparata to Draco, because the fairies in the lore, they go round to the realms and they paint the worlds with chroma to kind of encourage life. But then whilst they were in the Draco realm, working away, doing their 9 to 5, that's when the Drakes corrupted the portal, and now the Lost Fairies now can't get home, and that's why we have fairies in the Draco realm. So yeah, maybe it'd be interesting to see in the lore whether imagine if Chroma wins and the portal becomes oh, we lost camera. The portal becomes like uncorrupted, and then suddenly the fairies can go home. The lost fairies become like our phone fairies. I'm sure your camera will work in a second. Chris's camera can sometimes do this. Let's see what people are saying in chat in the moment. In the meantime, let's see what I see here. So Lewis says, I want to see more Drakes. Fairy says, I want to see my fan art. Yeah, that you will be coming later. Don't worry, Fairy. Yes, Ice Dragon freezing abilities or actions. That would be cool. Joe says, I know dragons are popular archetypes, so I'm just expecting more of them. But with Eastern mythology vibes, I'd love to see some yokai or oni cards. Yeah, you know what? I would also agree with that, considering that we got Nue, who is obviously a Mononoke, or Mononoke, however you say it. I also agree, Joe. Although I would like to see some more dragons, I equally would like to see some more mythical creatures in general. I agree with that. Taurus says, I want to see a Perithic Victory. I don't know what that means, that word, if I'm going to be honest, Taurus. We all blame Charlie. If we're going with more dragons, I'd love to see some green shard dragons. Yeah, maybe some plant-based. You know what? I also would like that, Joe. Yeah, I imagine because the location for Draco Temple is set in the sky, maybe it would be nice to have the next place be somewhere ground-based, maybe. Lewis said, in theory, the story for this could have an impact on the story for Sparta. Yeah, very true, actually. Maybe if Chroma wins, then the Lost Fairies become unlost, and actually maybe they'll appear in the next Sparta realm. That'd be quite cool. If Chroma wins... Oh, sorry, was that your idea? I'm sorry, Fairy. Again, we're on the same wavelength, mate. We're on the same wavelength. Plant-based, suitable for vegans. Warrior monks. Yeah, some more monks would be cool. So yeah, Chris's camera... Chris, if needs be, mate, you can always just have your camera off if you need to. It's not the end of the world, but see if you can fix it, but it's okay. Technical difficulties, but that's all fine. So, I mean, I haven't spoken about what I want to see. Personally, I want to... This is going to sound a bit brutal, but I would like to see the Drakes win, I want to see some of the current dragons that we've got, like Darnacusk, be corrupted. Because for those who don't know, Tenebris and Vortigern are dragons. They're not drakes. And they were originally part of the Draco Temple as dragons, defenders, but they got corrupted by Achroma and now lead the drakes. What I want to see is I want to see the drakes win. So then I want like Darnacusk or maybe even Tengri, considering Tengri is like the lieutenant to Darnacusk. I want to see like Tengri be corrupted and him join the Drakes. So maybe in the next set we get a corrupted Tengri or something like that. I think that would be really cool. Taurus says a Pyrrhic victory is a victory at a cost. Like dragons beat back at the Drakes, but they're forced to destroy the temple. Okay, that could be cool. Great technical difficulty moment. Yeah, no worries at all. Chris, it's up to you. If you want to keep trying to get your webcam working, you absolutely can. If you just want to just do no webcam and mute, that's also... and just talk, that's also fine, buddy. Tenebris and Tengri sharing the same card would be cool. Yeah. Oh, like sharing the same card. Maybe like, yeah, like almost like a card which is them fighting. That could be cool. Okay, so that is the lore side of things. Again, I'll talk to chat for the moment whilst Chris is sorting his technical difficulties. What do we think about artwork then? I mean, to be fair, we've already spoken about this a little bit, but is there any artwork that you guys potentially want to see? Again, you know, you've spoken about potentially some green areas. Yeah, we need double cards like Pokemon. I think that could be potentially doable. I think that's cool. Evan says a card that corrupts other cards and make their shard Achroma. Oh, yeah, we haven't actually seen that yet. Like a card that actually changes. Yeah, for this turn only, that card is now an Achroma. I'm not sure. I think we'd probably stay clear of making it like a permanent effect, because then it's something you have to remember. But then again, we do that already with things like protection. So maybe we can just remember that. Or it could be like whilst this object is attached to a character, all of their shards are considered Achroma or something like that. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back.
It's great timing.
That's all right. It happens. It's all good. I can chat for England. I could basically do the round table solo if I had to at this point.
You could.
So what about yourself then? I'm sure I'm guessing you heard everything I was saying in the meantime for the most part. So we're moving on to artwork now. Is there any particular artwork you want to see, Chris?
I would, and I believe you've had the same opinion as well. The Drake's getting a bit more colour in. Because the fact is just, obviously they are Achroma,
yeah,
but you've got very selected number of drakes like Umbra Aqueous, Umbra Igneous that have these tinges of colour. And with drakes just not having that, not to say it looks a bit just dark and things, but obviously they're meant to be, having some other like tinge of palette
some
colour,
flares, yeah.
Yeah, flare's the right word, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. Like, although again, drakes are drakes, I do agree that yeah, Malum Drake and Impious Drake and Mortius Drake, they are all very similar. You know, they're not they're again beautiful cards. I'm not denying the artwork is beautiful, but like, yeah, I almost feel like just something else to the color palette. Yeah, that'd be nice. Let's see what people are saying in chat. Yeah, Char wants more drakes as well. Lord says, I would like to see an Achroma win so the portal is shifted to the Norso Planum and then we get Darnacus Torstein rematch. I like your thinking there, Lord. I like that. You want to see Fairy Bread's cards in Achroma? Hey, maybe, you know, I know we recently did the alt art competition. Maybe in the future at some point there might be a competition to actually get, you know, a drawing that someone has done into an actual, you know, a regular card. Who knows? Maybe we do that. Okay, so let's move on to what is probably going to be the biggest part of the conversation. So what actual cards do we want to see? So this could be abilities that we want to see. This could be, you know, keywords. It could be just character types or particular way cards work. Basically, what do we want to see? Both in, hey, I want to see something new, but also what do you think would work well? Considering you will be able to mix these cards with Draco Temple. So obviously, whilst chat types their things in, do you want to go first, Chris?
So I stared at the current key terms and thought, what would be a way to either go away from them as being a tangent of them, or if it would be a brand new? Yeah. So first thing that came to my mind was, even though it might not work lore-wise, we probably could fit it in some way, is a keyword called alter, which is like research, but you look at the top X cards of someone else's palette.
Okay.
And you change the order in which that you put them.
Oh, so it's basically...
And you pay one shard for each altered card you put.
like where we've got Diver and then Defend that are kind of the same ability but slightly different. You basically have, it's like a darker version of Research. You are looking at someone else's palette. Obviously, you'd be getting intel on, I know the top 5 cards they've got, but then you're getting to swap around of, oh, I want to make sure their Breath of Ice is at the bottom or something. I actually really like that idea. I think that's actually quite clever, mate. And, you know, I will say now that, you know, the Draco cards are still being written and the team do watch this, so maybe they might even take a hint of it. Who knows? I like that. What do we think in chat about that? I actually think that would work lore-wise as well, especially if Achroma won, because then that could almost be like, we could kind of put the lore that the Drakes have intercepted the Draco Planum library and they've now corrupted the research, like a corrupted research thing. Yeah.
The idea I had. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Let's see what people are saying. Evan says a studio's. Oh no, sorry, these are cards specifically. Yeah, Sarah says she likes that. That's good. So Tim says I'd like to see a drain or steal that works first turn. Ooh, that's a good thought. Actually, well, if we did do that, I think we'd have to be very, very careful to make it a. It's not going to be like a steal 3. It'd be just a steal 1. You may steal on your first turn sort of thing. Like it's a 1 steal, nothing that's going to break the game sort of thing. Because the whole reason that rule is in place to make sure that you can't drain or steal first turn is to stop from. Let's say we were playing let's say that card was a steal 2, and we're playing a 6-player game, and all 5 players playing before the 6th player have that card. They could erase the 6th player before they have their first turn. So I do agree that would be cool, but we have to make sure it's very well balanced for that reason. Ferrybread says exploding kittens alter future in Achroma. I'm not sure.
It literally is the case. Yeah, because you have see the future and alter the future, I believe, where you literally can manipulate the draw pile. So
that's it.
Same thing, but Achroma for other people.
Joe says, I like the idea of Draco being the hand manipulation realm, shuffling your hand into your deck, more card discard. Yeah, actually, that's very true. Also, I just noticed my the music has stopped. Let me start again. Yeah, to be fair, when you actually look at it, a lot of the abilities in Draco are all around, you know, research for card draw, sacrifice for, you know, erasing cards. There's a lot of, there's lots of, you know, choose a player, discard a card. So I do agree, Joe, that I like them being like the utility realm. Evan says a studio's dragon X equals research could be a great synergy. You might have to a studious dragon. Is it like, are you saying basically for each amount of research you do, you gain steal? Oh, I see. So it's like you could have a dragon build, which is you play that dragon and then you have, you know, on that turn, you then do 5 worth of research. And because you've done 5 worth of research, you can steal 5. So it's like actually making research a bit more of a hybrid key term, I guess. That would be nice, given that is supposed to be the hybrid. I do actually like that, yeah. Richard says a dragon drake training monk that can corrupt. Okay, like a training for. I mean, if we, you know what, that could work out. You know, we're piecing all the bits together now, Chris. Someone earlier said that it would be cool if we had like a woodland, or maybe like basically having it on the ground rather than in the sky. So it could be that actually this is like dragons being trained how to fly. So it's like, how to train your dragon. You know, there could be monks that are training the dragons on the ground before they get to, you know, go up to the Draco Temple, maybe.
Maybe.
Although I imagine, I like to think that the way they actually teach the dragons to fly is that they take the Draco hatchling on the edge of the Draco Temple and then just go, you'll learn on the go. Boop, and just push them off the edge.
Yeah. same idea.
Let's see what else chat is saying. We've got Lewis saying Corruption X. Corrupt X shards on the cards. If a card is fully corrupted, erase it and create a 1 strength Drake with ROM Resolve. Okay, there's a lot to digest there. So you're saying there could be a keyword where you like, a bit like Tim said earlier, where you could basically convert Chroma to Achroma, which would be cool. And if you manage to fully corrupt it, it gets erased and you get a 1 strength Drake with 1 Resolve. That would be nice. That would be quite difficult because ideally you would want the 1 shard Drake card to have on your board. But that would be cool. Yeah. Or maybe steal 1 after your opponent's first turn. Yeah, that could work too. Yeah, like almost like a delayed steal. That could work. Lord says, I'd like to see a whoopsie ability. Pay 1, redirect an action or ability, targeting the card to a card on another canvas. Okay. Yes, like you attack me, push it to, like, divert someone else's cat thing. The hatchling and fledglings, yeah, exactly, they get pushed off. So, for me personally, I haven't really got an ability per se that I want to see, but I want to see, again, going back to the Drakes, a bit like how in Curdle Cove, we've had a few of the characters be Mage's Elites, so that you can then put those in your Mage's Elite decks as well, palettes. I definitely want to see some of the character types be Drakes. I'd be very disappointed as a community member, not as the actual team member. That like I want to see a few extra Drake characters so that we can mix those back into our original Drake decks to make them a bit stronger. As I think most of us agree that Drakes need a bit of a buff. Yeah. The one-shot Draco could be from your dregs, the same as that new card in Curdle Cove. Yes, very true. Like the seal, the Selkie. Yeah, very true. Cool. Any others from yourself, Chris? Or any other things you've been thinking of, or things you might want to see in the next season?
I've got a card and another ability, but the thing is, I think the ability I have in my mind probably would need a ton of playtesting for it to be valid, and if it is going to work. So
hey, we're around the realm table. We got our feet up. Let's hear it. This is the time to get it out.
So, name pending, but I've named it currently as Enfeeble. Decrease a character's strength by 2 on another player's canvas and reduce it by 2. So basically, it just for the rest of that game, like as we have with Curse already with the Code, it's just that card's now cursed for the whole rest of this game. Their strength is now 2 less for the rest of the game.
Okay, so their shards would be the same. It's just their strength is less. So it's kind of like the opposite of Shield Wall, but you're being offensive. You're saying, right, you're going to have 2 strength when attacked or something like that. Yes. Okay, that also could work. That one of the toughest things about an Achroma game is if your opponent gets out a higher shard and therefore higher strength character than you, you're in a situation where you can't really play any of your weaker characters until you have an object to play on them or an action to erase your opponent's character. So if you actually had an ability which was, yes, okay, I am playing only a 3-shard character, but I'm instantly, reducing your strength down to 2, suddenly, yes, fair enough, my 3-strength character won't be able to kill your 4-shard character, but now your 4-shard character only has 2 strength on mine, so therefore it's almost like a stalemate. Oh, I like that. That could also work very well. Yeah,
it forces objects to be played, which I think is the main big thing, especially how objects have become so huge.
Yeah, that is very true.
Anywhere now.
Very good idea. I like that one as well. Sarah likes it in the chat. And Lord Maiden says, like an upgraded Enslave the Thrall card. Yeah, because Enslave the Thrall is like that. Enslave the Thrall is, reduce it to 1. So I guess it would be like that, but, it would be reduce it to 1 or 2 or 3 on the card. Yeah, exactly like that. Evan says, the one-shard Draco... Oh, yeah, I've already read that. My apologies. Lewis said, I'd like to start seeing characters with different strength to their shard count. Yeah, a few people have said that. It's one of those ones that I would like to see different strength to shard, but I also kind of like the fact it's unison. But I also wouldn't mind it either way. I wouldn't be, I'd be fine either way with it, I think. Oh, very nice. All right, anything else from yourself, Chris? You said you had one more card idea.
Yeah, so just from the name, again, name pending, no solid
stone. Oh, yeah,
zone.
of course.
Dragon's Roar, and choose a character they just can't attack on the owner's next turn. So basically just from the sheer fear of a Dragon's Roar and Fire Breath, they cannot attack next turn because they're petrified in quotation marks.
Would that be like an action card, I guess?
Yes, it would be an action card.
Which I guess, I mean, you could, going one step further, could we not like make that a key word? So, action, Roar 2. Maybe. Roar 2 meaning you choose 2 characters on the board, they cannot use any attacks, abilities, or resolve their next turn. It completely stuns them for a turn.
A whole stun though would be quite harsh, I think. That's why I think if just like maybe choosing 1, as in like either.
It's only for 1 turn.
It's only for 1 turn, understandably.
It's not like you're cursing it forever.
But the fact then that if it's a huge turning point, when it's 1 turn, I guess it would make sense. I suppose.
Yeah, like a petrify idea, as Richard says. Yeah. Yeah, we already have can't attack, can't resolve objects. I mean, taking on your idea, I like the idea of roaring to cause the fear. I think that's well within the lore of this. So I do like that. I quite like that idea, to be honest. Right, shake my hand. You're in Realm Runner Studios. I wish I had that power, but no, that's really cool ideas.
I'd say no anyway.
Fair play. Joe says different strength shard counts definitely opens up a different design space. Absolutely. Evan said a legendary with no ability but 8 strength. Ooh, going above the 6 could be very interesting. Yeah. I mean, why not? Anything's possible. Ferrybread says, idea, make Hexclunker reveal, it's too good. So when it comes, okay, so on that note, when it comes to card erratas, I appreciate that, there are some cards that are very powerful. Just on that subject very quickly, I will say kind of from Realm Runner Studios that we actively are trying to not make card erratas very often. The last thing the community wants is just every other week, oh, this card is now different, oh, this card is now different. Now, we're not afraid to change rules as we're, to stop loopholes and things like that, but we actively won't be doing loads of erratas just because, one card is currently very, very strong. Because, as soon as new cards come out, suddenly that card might be weak after the next release or might be stronger. When we're most likely to do card erratas is before any new unlimited edition runs. So before we do any bulk, hey, we're going to be printing loads more unlimited cards, we might make a couple of changes. But as always, our main focus would only be on making card errata changes to make a card make more sense. We won't be changing the actual abilities on cards unless it's absolutely dire. But yeah. What did Lord say? Can we add to that saying with as long as the roaring card is on the canvas? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that is what has caused the fear, so that makes sense.
It's like you should obviously not Ignis, but play Ignis, roar 2.
Choose 2 characters, they can't resolve attack.
As long as Ignis is there, you cannot attack with those 2.
Yeah, so the opposing player could start their turn, play a Breath of Fire, get rid of the Ignis, and then suddenly they can resolve their characters. Yeah, I do like that. That is, I actually really like that idea. That's very cool. But Murky Mana got it. Yeah, and it was the reason why Murky Mana got it at the time, Fairy, is because in the, around that time, Murky Mana was too strong. It was being used to consistently get Isadora out. Now, I appreciate that you could... I appreciate you got cards like Purth. There's nothing stopping you from building a fully Chroma deck with just Purth and just Isadora. But the issue is what was happening before, Fairy, is people were playing Murky Mana in a full Occultist deck, and it was basically a second Isadora. You could guarantee getting your Isadora out, and it was just too consistent. But again, I'm not saying that Hexclunker won't be changed. I'm just saying don't expect it soon. And I personally wouldn't expect any cards to be changed because we will be actively trying to not change cards unless we have to. Richard says tail slap. Yeah, I can see a tail slap ability. A nice little, erase a character, something like that. Rip the mana. What about an object that lets you play drakes from your dregs? Yeah, I mean, we do already have Draco Graveyard, but more ways to dig for drakes would be good. Just you can't complain at more drakes. To be fair, Clunker went from being the worst legendary to the best. Yeah, very true. Isn't Divert a Curdle Cove keyword? No. So, although Divert came out with Curdle Cove, Divert is actually a global keyword. So you might even see a few cards with Divert in the next release. So put it this way, each each season only normally has 2 keywords that are set to that Chronicle. So in Curse of Curdle Hill, Claim Restrain. In Draco Temple, it's Research Sacrifice. Sparata, Splat Squish. And Norso Planum, it was Shield Wall and Rage. Some of the other keywords that have been scattered around, like Trade, Defend, all those ones are global ones. So Divert and Dispose are global ones, yeah. Tail Whip, but worse. Cool. So, I come back to you, Chris. Have you got any more ideas, or is that where your Draco ideas run dry for now?
Run dry for now is definitely the phrase to say, because knowing me, as soon as this broadcast ends, I'm going to have a whole essay.
And more of ideas.
Different ones, yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, I think that's been about half an hour, and that has been a really, really good chat. You guys in the chat have had some amazing ideas as well. I think this has probably been the busiest Realm Table discussion to date when it comes to chat. You guys have had some brilliant ideas, and it's really nice to see what the community, seeing you guys get creative and see what you come up with. And obviously, we are only just into Draco Summer. Over the next few weeks, I will start giving out some early teasers and stuff like that for the Draco cards. Right in the last minute, Bish is coming in with Confusion. When used, the confused character can attack. When used, the confused character attack must attack another character on the same canvas. Oh, so maybe that could be like something a bit like Divert, where it's like when somebody goes to attack you, as a reaction, you could use a keyword confusion, and now they have to attack a different character or something like that. They can't attack that one. I mean, that's
you could say dazed, like as in dazed is a keyword because of like as we were saying before, the dragons are massive creatures. The fact that they're able to easily, just like we said before, use their tail to whip someone around the head or something like that. Cool lore-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. I demand a teaser now. I'll be honest, Lewis, I did actually ask for a teaser. I wanted this stream to have like a little teaser, but unfortunately I was told there's literally none that they could give me at the moment. But that's fine. It keeps us wanting more. Joe says, love the idea of the speculation wish listing for future Chronicle segments. This is my polite demand to be on the Norso one. Joe, absolutely. I appreciate that's going to be months in advance, but absolutely. I expect you to be on every other Realm Table segment for Norso, because I know that's your favorite realm, just like for Chris is Draco. Well, with that, I think that's where we're going to draw an end to the Realm Table segment. So, Chris, thank you very much for being on, mate. It was a pleasure, as always, to chat to you, and great to pick your brain at some of the ideas. Can we get a round of thank yous in chat, please, for Chris? And whilst they do that, Chris, thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, and I'm sure we'll speak soon in the community and see if any of your predictions or cards come to life.
Take notes of Realm Runner Studios.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, buddy. We'll see you very soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right, and I will jump out of the call. There we go. We're out of that. So thank you again very much to Chris for that. Always good to chat to Chris. Very, very intuitive. Classic Lewis and Sarah combo for Sparta. Oh yeah, we'll definitely have Lewis and Sarah on for Sparta. Now, this is actually a good. Excuse me. This is actually a good time to mention that for you guys in the community. Sorry, I need to cough. 1 moment. That drink went down the wrong way. I normally look for 1 to 2 guests for the Realm Table every week. Now, I didn't actually put out an announcement this week because I spoke to Chris in person earlier in the week and he said he would join me. But keep an eye out on the Discord. I will put out an announcement normally between Monday to Wednesday every week. I'll put out an announcement saying, hey, I'm looking for a couple of guests, and I'll always disclose what we're going to be talking about. If that's a topic that you think, you know what, I wouldn't mind talking about that. I love getting new guests on, so anybody can join me. Unfortunately, I'll double check the rest team. I believe the rule currently still has to be 18+, and that's purely just down to the permissions of having a child on our streams. But maybe if we ask parents nicely, they might allow us. But if you do want to be on the Realm Table segment, then please make sure you keep an eye on the announcements in the early week, and I'd love to get some more guests on. But that is the end of the Realm Table segment. I wish I could do it. Hopefully soon, Fairy. Hopefully soon. Okay, so for the last poor me, for the last part of the community, the Achroma weekly stream, that's what I'm doing, Charlie. We're going to look at you guys in the community and showcase some of the amazing stuff that you guys have been getting on with. Now, to begin with, as always, I like to start with how many members. So we've gained 1 member this week. So if you are that one person who's joined our Discord, then welcome in. Pleasure to have you in. And if you're not already in our Discord, if you're listening to the Achroma cast, or if you're in the stream and you're not yet joined, then make sure to check the link down below in the YouTube stream description, and you'll see the link to our Discord. So let's start with some creator content. So what's really nice to see is since we opened up our ambassador program, we've seen an abundance of new people start making content for Achroma, which is obviously fantastic. And I didn't prepare images for this, but that's okay. I can find it from the archive. That's a shame. I didn't prepare images for this for some strange reason. That's okay. I can just bring it on screen. I'll just use the good old internet. So the first one I want to mention is Draco Temple. So if you guys don't already know, one of our community members called Echo runs a news article, kind of a community-based article website called Draco Temple. As you can see here, it's literally called dracotemple.com. And he posts articles normally weekly. So the new article that has come out this week, which is worth checking, is he did a article, as you can see there, highlights from Curdle Cove, where he talks about his personal opinion of the 10 best cards in Curdle Cove and discusses them at great detail. So definitely worth a read, especially if you're new to the game, or maybe you've just picked up Cove and you want to get an idea of which cards are quite good, then definitely check that out. Yes, Fairy, he did an article on some of the Curdle Cove spoilers. He went kind of into the mythic lore and did an article on that, so definitely worth a read there. That's dracotemple.com down in the description. The next one I want to talk about is achroma.tools. So for those in the community that don't already know, let's see if I can make this fit a little bit better in this window. Sorry, guys, this is a little bit ad hoc. I should have had images ready. So if you don't already know, we have another community website called Achroma.tools, which is run by our resident Lewis, who is in the stream. He uses this website as a really good deck builder and hero abilities. But the reason why this is in the stream this week is there is a article. So you can see he also does some articles as well. He released a new article this week called Hexclunker Visits the Cove, and it is a spotlight on the palette that has been doing really well in tournaments at the moment of Hexclunker. So if you've been hearing lots about this, oh, Hexclunker's really strong at the moment, but you don't understand why he's so strong, then I would highly recommend checking out this article, having a look at the palette, and he talks nice and clearly about all of the cards and how strong it is. So definitely visit achroma.tools and check that out. The next one, you can see I'm not prepared, but I can work this out. The next one is Wishwell Traders. So the Wishwell Traders is a community YouTube channel. You can see their channel here. And they create some really cool videos for Achroma. And what's new this week, I say this was actually 2 weeks ago, but I forgot to mention it last week. They brought out a video called 2023 Achroma Buying Guide. So if you are new to Achroma, this is a really good way to watch this video to see what to buy into first. And also, the Wishwell Traders brought out a couple of shorts this week. He did a short on the secrets of the first Kickstarter. So he's dived into the very first Kickstarter we did. Not the one this year, but the one years ago in 2019. He's taken some of the lore from that and put it in a short. Definitely worth a watch. And then the last one is here, Kitchen Table Games. So this is a YouTuber that found us during the recent UK Games Expo, or it might have been Comic-Con, but very recent. And they played their you can see they do a lot of Magic the Gathering, but they've started playing Achroma. And they released their first video this week, which is Tenebris versus Klaus von Rithrow, doing it's a 30-minute game. There you go, you can see him playing a video there. So if you want to see more Achroma gameplay, then definitely check out Kitchen Table Games as well. And make sure to subscribe to all of these channels because it's nice to support our friends playing Achroma. So that is them. So yeah, annoying that I forgot to have images for those. But yeah, so we've had some really, really good creator content this week. Definitely check out them all. All of the creator content that I just mentioned is linked down below. So definitely check them out. You can also see it in the creator content section of our Discord. I see you also enjoy Beard Meets Food. I didn't actually watch them myself. Multiple of us have access to this channel, so they must have subscribed to them. So next then, we move to the art section of our community showcase. We've only had one piece of art submitted this week, but that is perfectly fine. And this is by Fairy Bread. So Fairy Bread gave us this week, which is a what did you name it, Fairy? What did you call it? You called it the Fairy Parade. So what this is, from me reading it, this appears to be like almost an image of like in Sparata, the fairies are basically having a parade. And if we zoom in on some of the bits, it's actually really cute. Okay, look at this. So there's two fairies holding a sign at the top saying, we like fairies and chroma and stuff. Straight to the point. We like fairies and chroma and stuff. Who doesn't, hey? What we got here? We got a bit that says free fairy something, and someone's saying yay. Oh, where's that free fairy? Oh, it's free fairy bread. There we go. It's some of the fairy bread that you made before. Nice. We got a Wincy's bookstore, £5 a book. Competitive prices. I like that. Over here, we've got a little round ball with a dragon hat. Very descriptive. Love it. We've got a statue here of in honor of Copper Joss, but I'm not going to lie, Fairy Bread. In honor of Copper Joss sounds like she's been erased. Is that maybe foreshadowing the Sparata season? And then over here we've got maybe looks like a school trip. So the Flutterby Falls teachers are taking the students of Flutterby Falls to go see the Copper Joss statue. And as you can see, kids, here we've got Copper Joss. Woo! Down here at the bottom, I love this image. You've been so creative with this, Fairy Bread. I love it. We've got a fairy riding Fungua with some fairy breads. We've got meet Copper Joss in person. Okay, so Copper Joss is actually there. Oh, it looks like Sarah. That's an S. I think Sarah is running that stand. There we go. That is you. We've got the Splat and Slide. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this fairy, I really want this to be a Sparata card in the Sparata season. Splat and Slide. I love that. And then at the bottom, we've got he's not a traitor anymore, but not for long. It's me. I didn't actually spot that the first time I saw this. I'm actually in this as well. Look at that. That is brilliant. Honestly, Ferry, I love your drawings. They're really, really funny, really creative. I appreciate it's a quick drawing, but it's got so much character to it. So very, very well done. Thank you for submitting that this week. New video for him should be up. Oh, wait, when you say new video for him, you're talking about Beard Meets Food. Yeah, totally Pim the Imp. Yeah, that is totally Pim the Imp over there. I agree. Very good. Well done, Fairy. If you guys want to see that image, it is in the fan content section of our Discord. And then the last two bits of the community showcase is I've got two palettes that I want to show you today. So I always like to showcase a few palettes that people have made. If you are in the Discord, underneath the Canvas forum is where you can see the palettes being created, and you can see them, you can comment on them and give people advice. So the first one I want to show has been created by Sharex in the Discord. So she has created this palette, and I'm going to read out what she wrote about this deck. She put, "Oh no." So it's called Stolen Artifacts. And it reads, "Oh no! The Drakes have sneaked into the vaults at Draco Temple and managed to get hold of the heroic Darwin, along with a few other Chroma artifacts. They've taken Ray as hostage to lure the dragons to them. Using a mixture of Chroma and Achroma artifacts, the Drakes hope to bring down the fall of the dragons." So it is inherently a Drake deck, but they've stolen some of the powerful objects. So you can see here we've got obviously Malum Drakes, Impious Drakes, Mortius Drakes, which is fantastic. You've got Umbra Aqueous and Acrom Blanium, Acrom Haven, Crown of Claws, Draco Graveyard. So it's very, very much a Drake palette. But then for Chroma, you've got obviously you've got some Acrom Core for Poisonous. You've got some good control with the Claw Slashes. A nice mixture of Scorch and Dragon Egg for that steal. The Robe for a nice little bit of Prevent. The Prevent is always good in multiplayer games. A nice solid Chroma Storehouse. Considering you have got quite a few cards that have shared colors, that could be very good as well. A Chroma Overflow. I'd probably say, if I was giving advice, I'd probably take out the Chroma Overflow, because Chroma Overflow, I guess there is quite a bit of red. Or was that magenta? That's magenta. I guess if you had Darwin out, then their Chroma Overflow could be good. I'd probably put in a second Chroma Storehouse or maybe a Monastery Nest, but I guess that also works. And then for the Legendary, obviously Ray. Great amount of gain. Impundulu, presumably to give protection to Ray, and Darwin to obviously attack locations and get the shards back. So yeah, really, really good palette this. I really like it, Shar. It's nice to see a bit of a hybrid between Drakes and Dragons. Most of the time it tends to be one or the other. So yeah, very, very nice. Well done to Shar. And then the other palette I want to look at today is one created by Ricky in the Discord. So this one is called Ricky's Dark Control. And as you can see, this is mostly a Curdle Cove palette with a sprinkling of Curdle Hill cards. I will read out what Ricky said for this one. So this is one of my first palette builds. It is not based on clever synergies, but a dark desire to throw hand bombs at players to destroy their plans. It uses plenty of control actions and abilities, hostile takeover, selective diminish, silent thicket, etc. Seemingly Acrom based, this palette has Chroma wins quite a few times in 1v1, with plenty of steal and gain resolves, especially with the cards like Galley's Arch and Dark Rainbow. In multiplayer games, the Sea Witch does have a particularly strong win condition, but can be fun throwing destructive cards out like Block the Sun, Acrom Surge, and using Eldorus' ability to board wipe. Some people just like to watch the world burn. And actually, I do agree with you, Ricky. Even though you said it's your first palette you've created, I actually think it's a really, really good palette. Again, it's nice to see some hybrids, because a big issue with Acrom palettes as standard is you struggle to gain shards. So often you end up having to trade a lot. But you look at how much gain you've actually got here. You've got 2 Curdle Caves, which, considering how many potential characters have you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got 7 characters. So a Curdle Cave could be anywhere up to a +7. You've obviously got the 2 Galley's Arches for +3s. You've got... and then, yeah, Dark Rainbow, which is also a big thing. I'm going to go now. Bye. No worries, Very Bread. Have a lovely evening, buddy. Yeah, Lewis said the only real feedback I had was for... Yeah, I think you say when they actually had the card to take out Galley's Arch and put in, for example, take out 1 Galley's Arch and put in a Wrangled Wood, didn't you? So that way you could have both on the board at the same time. But yeah, it's got a good amount of control between Otrix. Loads of control cards. So you got Eldorus, Otrix, Talons, Thickets, Block Out the Sun, Moonveil Rider, Hostile Takeover, Acrom Surge. So you got loads of Acrom as well. Yeah, maybe a Fireball over Talons. Yeah. Maybe only one Achroma Surge, because you're not really going to use two of them. But yeah, it is a very interesting deck. And like you said, it can win by Chroma or Achroma, because you have got a lot of steel, but Dark Rainbow is just incredible card to use. So yeah, I really like this palette, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Like I said, he has won some Chroma cards with it. And like I said earlier, if you want to check out any of these palettes again, or give any feedback to them, or give them a go, then you can check out the the Canvas Forum section of our Discord. But yeah, well done to Ricky for creating this deck. I very much like it. I look forward to hearing how it goes. Cool. And with that, folks, that is where it brings me very nicely to the end of the Achroma weekly stream. It's been a very, very good one. We had obviously lots of news around the fact that exciting times. We're now in the Draco summer season and all of that stuff. We spoke about some of the events coming up soon. We previewed some of the event cards, which are very exciting. We had a nice round table segment chatting with Chris about what we can potentially hope for when it comes to the next Draco Chronicle. And we also had then a nice showcase showing some amazing content that you guys have created. Well, thank you very, very much, as always, folks, for joining me in the Achroma Weekly stream. It always means so much to me when you guys join me live and comment along live with me. It genuinely makes my job so much more fun with you guys interacting. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you that came and joined me in the stream tonight. Obviously, the next Achroma Weekly stream will be next Sunday, unsurprisingly, at 7 p.m, where we may start to get a few teasers of the Draco next Chronicle. Maybe, we'll see. Obviously, we'll find out more about how the Draco event went, and we'll keep updating on the Achrometer. Until then, folks, I have been Charles Barton, your community coordinator. This has been the Achroma Weekly stream. I won't be joining the Discord. I know that sometimes I join the Discord after the stream. I have a birthday party to go to. I know it's like 8:20, but I do actually have a birthday party to go to after the stream. So I'm going to be heading there. But obviously, as always, folks, don't let that stop you. If you want to join Table 1 and play some games, it will always be fun. Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Joe. Really appreciate your comments, guys. Have a fantastic start to your week. May luck be on your side for your Achroma and Chroma games, and I'll see you in the community. Bye, folks.